we're going to close out this interview with a few questions, Dominic, to test your snooker knowledge. And it's of the mastermind nature because it's
great.
I'm guessing snooker would be your specialised topic. So,
well, the Avengers would be my specialised topic from the 60s. I'm a massive Avengers fan. Snooker, yeah, well, I'm a billiards historian, but that doesn't include snooker, so let's see how we do.
Yeah, so 7 questions. I thought with 7, the black ball being the maximum point, so I'd ask 7 questions to see how you get on.
Okay.
They probably get more trickier as they go on, but they're nothing crazy. So,
okay, we'll see.
Yeah, the first question is, who contested the first Crucible World Final?
I thought you said they were easy. Right. Oh, crikey, that'd be 1977. Oh, gee. I'm going to have a guess. You want both players, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess John Spencer.
Correct.
And 1977. Oh, would he be Welsh?
He's not. He's Canadian.
Canadian?
Yeah.
In 1977, never Cliff Thorburn.
Cliff Thorburn.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I thought it might be Ray Reardon because they were great rivals.
Yeah, John Spencer beat
I was
Cliff.
6 then.
Yeah.
I was 6 years old. Oh, I'll get half a point, don't I?
We let you away with that one. We'll give you half a point.
I knew it was Spencer. I couldn't think of who played. Yeah. Was it Cliff Thorburn? Wow.
Cliff Thorburn, yeah. Another great, of course, player, 2 great players of the game, but John Spencer came out on top. And your second question. In which year did Alex Higgins win his second and last world title?
Yeah, who can forget that? I was 10 or 11 years old. 1982.
Correct. Yeah, Alex Higgins, the Hurricane. Yeah. Great.
An honour to have known him. I knew him quite well.
That's interesting in itself, I'd say, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, I when I was a kid watching snooker, everybody wanted to watch Alex. You just didn't know. He was so flamboyant, but you didn't know what you're going to get from him. He didn't like referees that stood in the wrong place, and he was a fascinating player, and he played all these exciting shots, But he came up with one of the best lines you'll ever hear in your life. He was on the steps of some sort of magistrate's court in Bristol when he got banned for 18 months for headbutting somebody or some infraction of the rules with World Snooker. And this journalist, I remember him in this sort of raincoat, he came up to Alex and said, can you survive without snooker, Alex? And Alex sort of said, can snooker survive without me? And I thought, what a great line that was. That's the one thing I always remembered, Alex. It was a bit of genius, that, just like the man himself.
He wasn't far wrong.
No.
He was an inspiration to many, but snooker.
Badly missed.
Yeah, snooker.
Oh, we all missed Alex when he was banned. When he watched, I was a kid watching TV, and I thought, I want to watch Alex. He's great.
Such a great player, and of course that break against Jimmy White as well that everyone talks about.
Oh, it's amazing. I know. I mean, I've got to say, it's just sign of the times. Some of the balls he knocked in there that wouldn't actually go in the pockets today because the pocket openings on the middles, for instance, today are murder. But back then they were a little bit bigger, but that's just how tables were. But that, the charisma that man had was unbelievable. And nobody's got, because you see, back in those days, everybody earned most of their money on the exhibition circuit. So all these players were just natural showmen. They had a good patter with the audience and that, which is, sadly lacking today. There's just too much money in the sport for that, I suppose. Yeah,
there were definitely great characters, Dominic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. On to question number 3. What year was the biggest winning margin in a Crucible final?
What year was it? Right. Well, that would be when Steve Davis beat John Parrott 18-3.
That's correct.
What year was that? Right. That would be 90... Oh, crikey.
It's towards the latter end. We'll give you a wee clue. Towards the latter end of the 80s.
It was 1989.
It was indeed. 1989.
Yeah. He beat Steve Newberry in the first round. I remember that. And it was 1989. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, because John Parrott won it 2 years later in 91.
That's right.
And I'm hoping that's an answer to another question, but you never know.
Kill 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But 18-3, and what a result that was for Davis. And that, of course, was the last of his 6 world titles in 89 when he beat John Parrott.
That's right, yeah, before the Hendry dominance in the early 90s.
So you're doing quite well here, Dominic. On to question number 4. Apart from Jimmy White, who did Stephen Hendry beat to win his world titles?
Right, yeah. How many times did Stephen beat Jimmy, though? Right, so Mark is one.
That's correct.
I don't think Stephen beat Ronnie in a world final.
No. I'll give you a clue on one of them. It's 007.
Nigel Bond?
Correct.
18-9.
Yeah.
That's right, 18-9.
95.
Yep.
One more. He beat and apart from Jimmy White, the other person, he beat Williams, Bond, and who else?
Was it Ken?
It wasn't Ken. Ken, of course, stopped Henry's reign in
1812.
97. It was actually
97.
Yeah, it was Peter Ebdon.
Oh, of course it was Peter Ebdon.
Yeah.
Of course. And of course Ebdon beat Stephen Hendry, one of them.
That's correct, 2002.
Yes.
But no...
It was something like about 1814 or something, that final. It was fairly close as well.
Stephen and Peter?
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm nearly sure it was a final frame decider.
It was a final frame decider. Yeah.
Right. Peter won that title in 2002, yeah?
2002, yeah. That was a fight, yeah, because I remember Peter missing that red, I think it was, down the black cushion to force a decider.
That's right.
Or something. And yes, that's right. Crikey, yeah.
Great memory.
Very emotional match.
Yeah.
God, I watched all that live. Yeah, I remember watching all that live.
But not easy question so far, I suppose, Dominic.
Do you know, the amazing thing is, Tony, if you were doing this interview a month after this World Championship, it would all come back to me. But because I'm actually commentating on so many matches during this year's World Championships, it's like I'm soaking so much up during this year's World Championships, it affects your memory for all the others that are going way back.
Oh, I'm sure it does, because you've got so much other, things going on at the minute in your head with the current.
Yeah.
But on to question number 5. How many years after his first world title win did it take John Higgins to win his second world title?
Oh, crikey.
So he won his first in 98, as we mentioned. Beat Ken Doherty.
Yeah.
But when did his second win? How many years was it after that?
I think it might have been around, I'm going to say, it was actually quite a long time, wasn't it?
It was.
It wasn't 10 years, was it?
It was just under 10 years.
9
years.
9. I knew it was a long time. Wow, that was a tough question. And usually that was because people were saying about me it was unprecedented that I won my second world ranking event 10 years after my first.
Yeah.
But somebody mentioned it was also a long, long time before, between John Higgins winning in world titles.
That's right.
9 years. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was 10. It was 9, right.
And of course, it beat Mark Selby in the final. And he went on then to win, of course, John Higgins a few more world titles as well. Yeah.
4 he's won in all, yeah, John.
Yeah, so 4. But no, 2009 is the correct answer there. Second last question. Mark Selby's first world title, which year was it?
Oh, dear. 2006.
Mark Selby?
Yeah.
2014.
Was it?
Yeah, 2014. 2006, off the top of my head, I think was Graham Dott.
Ah, right, Graham Dott. Yeah, it was. He won it the year after Sean Murphy did.
That's correct, yeah. But Selby didn't win. Yes, Selby didn't win until 2014, and then he won.
Oh, no, of course he didn't, because he's won 3. And that would be right.
He didn't win the next one, but then he won 2 back-to-back. Mark Selby.
Right. Yeah. Jeez, I've forgotten them as well, the back-to-back ones, yeah.
Not easy to remember, but the final question then, of course, is regarding the winner's check. Dominic, how much does the winner get for winning the World Snooker Championship?
Well, it's £500,000 now.
Correct. That's the correct answer. That's an amazing prize, isn't it?
Oh, that is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, to win £500,000 for one event over 17 days is quite incredible,
It is.
But, it's amazing. I mean, we think that we're doing fantastically well with snooker. But when you think about the money these golfers are earning and tennis players, it's just amazing. And yet we're so thankful for the living that snooker's provided us. But, you know, we're not really we're a worldwide sport, but snooker, I think, is just too difficult to ever take off in America. It'll always be 9-ball pool in America.
It is.
It's what I call a sort of fast food game. It's fast and it's flowing, and every game lasts, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at the most. But yeah, we're very fortunate that snooker's in such a great place. It's bigger now, snooker, than it's ever been in its history. Since Joe Davis won the first world title back in 1927, he beat Tom Dennis in his billiards rooms in Nottingham. Just think where we are now. It's absolutely incredible. Joe Davis would be absolutely thrilled if he
the man started it all off, and he should be so proud. He's looking down on what's happening at the minute. But
well, he was a fantastic billiards player, and he said to a Darlington professional, Willie Smith, at the time, who lived to a great age himself. He was 96 when 96 when he died. He was born in 1887 and died in 1982. And Joe Davis said to Willie Smith, a great billiards player, because they used to play the odd game of snooker at the end of a billiard session, because you were only allowed to score 750 points in a billiard session of 2 hours. And if they did it in sort of an hour and 45 minutes, they put the snooker balls up. And Joe Davis thought that the audience were hanging around just to watch the famous snooker at the end, and that's why snooker started. Joe Davis popularised it, and he said to Willie Smith, he said, this is the coming game, Willie. And Willie Smith said to him, he said to Joe Davis, he said, well, he says, the public falls in many ways, but they'll not fall for this.
Well, how wrong was he?
Exactly, and he said it himself in the interview. He says, no, I was wrong.
He got it well.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, but we've got Joe Davis to thank for popularity of snooker.
Joe Davis, David Hendon touched on Joe Davis as well, the work that he did.
Yeah. He won it 15 times. He held it for 20 years, but actually won it 15 times. The war years intervened.
Right. Yeah, so snooker has a lot to be thankful to Joe Davis for, and
absolutely.
Just to reflect on those questions, to do go over our exams here, Dominic, on the test.
Yeah, I failed.
Well, I think you've done pretty well. We're going to give you the first one. Who contested the first world final? You got John Spencer, 77. Yeah. So we're going to give you that first one. So that's 1 out of 1. The second one, of course, you got Alex Higgins correct. That was 1982.
No one will forget that. Yeah.
Which year was the biggest winning margin? You got that one right as well. So that's 3 out of 3. Apart from Jimmy White, that one was, I think, wrong. You got that one?
Got one. Yeah. Only got one of those, yeah.
I think it was Doherty. I think you predicted that Henry had beaten.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
3 out of 4
I've got 1 out of 3 of them or something. Yeah.
On to number 5. How many years after his first world title did John Higgins win his second? And 2009, we're going to give you that one. So that's 4.
Oh, that's very kind, yeah. It was a year out there.
I'm in a kind mood, Dominic. It's Friday evening.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. That was a tough one, because I knew it was a long time, but there wouldn't be many people who would know that.
No, it certainly is a tricky one on the spot. And Mark Selby's first world title, of course, got that one wrong.
Miles out.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I should get a minus for that. Terrible. Terrible answer that was.
4 out of 6. And the final one, you got the check spot on.
£500,000, amazing.
So 5 out of 7. That's pretty respectable, Dominic.
Well, you were very kind.
Yeah.
I think, I give myself 4, but you give myself 5, so I'm not going to argue that. Thanks, Tony.
Oh, we have to.
The Irish are always generous.
Oh, we have to be generous. And I have to say, Dominic, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you during this interview, and I'm really thankful and honoured to have shared this conversation with you.
Oh, thanks, Tony. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just want to say a big hello to all your fans out there that are going to listen to this podcast, and a big hello to every one of them.